Hey guys, this is HBK Grand making a video about the beginner's guide part 8. So today we're going to be discovering IO. So previously, for those people who are turning in for the first time, we have been creating a series of introduction to the worlds and how you should be starting your journey in Destiny 2. Because coming from experience, I would like to tell you guys that you need to make 3 characters at some point in the game to get like the higher end gear, to bump yourself up with XP and all that kind of stuff. But in the beginning part, if you do not do it in a sequence, you will end up doing the same mission maybe like at least 4 or 5 times minimum, and adding that to times 3 the characters, you're doing the same mission like almost 12 to 15 times. So to avoid that, that's why I thought you know what, let's make a video that will make it easier for everybody. So that way you go in this sequence. So make sure you're talking to your NPCs when you go into those planets to take their quests and finish them. Otherwise, you'll be doing that same thing again and again and wasting a lot of time where you could have used that for gaining XP somewhere else. So once you're in IO, just simply talk to Ashermere. He is the NPC for IO and he'll be giving you your daily bounties. To complete the quest step or the discovery of IO, you need to do 1 adventure, 3 bounties, 2 lost sectors, and 2 public events. Now, what you could do is activate a public event and do either an adventure while the event is active, or do a patrol. You could actually do that 2 things at the same time to fasten the part of the space. Now, there are 3 places you could actually go to: the Rupture, the Giant Scar, and the Lost Oasis. So mostly preferred, everybody actually goes to the Lost Oasis because there is a lot to do in that particular area. However, there are adventures in Giant Scar. Public events show up there as well. Now, where you are from Ashermere, you can simply just go to the left side from him and you'll see the first lost sector right there. So as I was starting, I was actually kind of confused as to what lost sectors were, and sometimes when I was doing bounties, it was telling me to go into this lost sector or that lost sector, and I was confused. So when you are going into the lost sector for the first time, you will actually see the name of the lost sector as you're entering it. So this one is called Sanctum of Bones. Now, when you're entering in here, you'll see on the left side there's these rocks that are added together. You just jump on them and keep going up until you find these ledges area and make your way towards these big rock piles that are standing on pillars. So you can kill the ads here if you want, because you still have to do bounties. But if you're doing the discovery of IO, you have a lot of stuff to do, like 2 lost sectors, 2 public events, and an adventure. So you can actually take your time and do all of them while you're doing the bounties as well. Just keep that in mind. Now, for the first one, you will actually see that this one is like an enemy. Just like this enemy, there will be other wanted enemies in different lost sectors when you get the spider's bounty from Tangled Shore. So that is the first one. So second one, from Ashermere, if you go straight to the other side, opposite side from where Ashermere is, in the Rupture area. Since the new update, the Season of Worthy, the bunkers are here in place, and if it's not activated, you could always come to this part and get those flags as well. So that's a pretty cool feature for this season at least. Now, if you are near the bunker area, just keep going a little bit north towards it, and you're gonna see there is a cave-in area middle of that side at the end, and that is the entrance to the next lost sector. So this could be your second lost sector when you're entering it. This one will have Vex, and it is also called as the Affix Conduit. Now, with the Season of Worthy, this one will be becoming legendary, so it will be easier for you to understand what you're supposed to be doing here, so it will make it a lot easier to finish this one. Now, getting power multi-kills, just make sure, guys, if it does not say that you have to kill more than 3 enemies, and if it's just saying multi-kills, so as long as you're killing 2 enemies at a time, it will consider as long as you're not reloading. But if it says 2 or more, or it says 3 or more, you have to actually have 3 enemies that are dying at the same time with 1 shot or something like that. If you have a machine gun, that's the fastest way of doing it. You can actually kill as many enemies as you want as long as you're not reloading. So once you have reloaded, the multi-kill thing stops. So just keep that in mind as well. So that will be it for these 2 lost sectors. So if you were carefully following your bounties, you will be able to complete all 3 of them within these 2 lost sectors. Now we only have 2 public events left and 1 adventure. So if you go and see your public event has like 3 minutes or 4 minutes, usually when the flag starts, you have 5 minutes before you could actually get the public event. And if it just started, you can actually even finish your adventure in the meantime. If for some reason it's like only 2 or 3 minutes left, you can still start your adventure because it will let you do it, and you can do parts of it, and you can finish the public event and then finish the adventure that was left in the middle. If you start a patrol, you will not be able to start the adventure or any other patrols. You can activate 1 at a time. The public event is basically optional, so it counts as a second event, or so it will be active while you're doing the other tasks as well. Now when you see there's a high value target, it could be a wanted enemy, again from like the NPC, the spider from the Tangled Shore. So you can even kill them even if you do not have the bounty to get a chest. So if you're starting out, everything that you're going to be doing is going to be helping you out in the long run, so make sure you're doing that. For this adventure, what we basically are doing is collecting like these energy things, because Ashermere is trying to experiment and see if he can create guardians. So that's kind of like the gist of this whole adventure, but I'll let you guys do it and listen to it because I don't want to spoil everything for you. However, once the public event has been started, I would recommend trying to do it. If you could do every single public event a heroic one, it will be benefit for you in the long run if you are interested in finishing triumphs. So triumphs are another part of this game as well. So it's kind of like in the achievement trophies or whatnot that you have claimed or done this thing, like let's say like 50 times. There are even like triumphs where you have to do something 500 times. So I basically did like the same type of event. So this one I did it twice. Also, one thing to remember here, guys, when this public event comes, especially the Blight one, you'll actually see that there is a boss. There are 3 spaces for this one, but I'm just showing the one in the caves. So what happens is that when you kill this boss, it will open a portal in the middle of Oasis, and you can easily see it, or everybody else will be able to see it. And it stays there for like a good 5 to 10 minutes until like the next Blight event comes up. Once you have killed the boss, you can actually make your way outside the cave, and to the right side, if you turn and go straight forward, you're gonna see like this big portal. What this big portal is for a weapon called Whisper of the Worm. It is a sniper rifle, but one of the best weapons in the game for DPS when you're doing boss raids and stuff like that. So keep that in mind, that if you are interested in getting an exotic, which is pretty powerful in the game, I would recommend starting with this one because it is not that difficult to do, especially these days. And if you have like 2 good players who have done this like a million times, I guess, they can even carry you towards it. So I will make a video for that later on, but for now we're just gonna stick to like discovering Io, but that's something you can do here as well. Whereas making this event into a heroic public event, what you have to do is kill the takens that are glowing, basically. So you're gonna see like there's a glowing aura around like these takens. If you kill them, they will actually feed into that orb, making it vulnerable. So it is sometimes really difficult because even if you're doing a heavy amount of damage, for some reason sometimes it glitches and it takes a lot more longer to do. So you just have to like be patient, and hopefully like you have people that know what they're doing. Otherwise, what happens sometimes is that there are new people in the game and they end up like just simply killing everything and finishing the public event without even realizing that they could have just made it into a heroic event. So make sure you're killing those ads that are glowing. It will feed that orb and you will be able to damage. And to be honest, I get impatient sometimes because when I see a lot more people, because they end up like messing it up. Now for the Seraph Towers, like the new Season of the Worthy, there is one thing called the Taken Boss. So if you do the heroic event on any planet for these Takens, or just on EDZ, and you can summon this boss, it will count for that Taken boss kill. There also like a really positive side to this. When you're doing a heroic event as well, it saves a lot of time. Why? Because you don't actually have to do the remainder part of the public event. All you have to do is kill the boss, and that will finish the heroic event for you, and that makes like the life a lot easier. Once you have completed your public events, and if you were still in the midst of finishing up your adventure, you could actually finish your adventure, and that should cover everything that you had to do in order to unlock or discover Io, and you can simply go and talk to Ashermere once that is done. Also, if you are doing this for the first time, you might have to end up doing like a couple more patrols and couple more public events in order to gain enough XP in order to unlock the next part of the discovery world. And that will be it for Io. So once you talk to Ashermere, you'll get a weapon, Elgi, which is a sniper rifle. Pretty cool in the beginning stages of the game. And if you have enough XP, you will be able to unlock Mercury, and you can actually get to that next step into the introduction of the world. So that is pretty much it for this video, guys. If you guys have any questions or comments, or if you need help, you can leave it in the comment section below. I'll be happy to help. Apart from that, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to support the channel. So thank you so much, guys, once again. Have a great day. Take it easy.